Every day across our Father's world, despite decades of breathtaking human achievement, our sun rises on a planet that's home to millions of people who are poor, lost, and hurting. Sometimes they are hidden from our eyes. Sometimes we hide our eyes from them. But as this broken world presents itself, true followers of Jesus become instruments of hope, life, and justice. At Partners International, we believe that Jesus is present when we reach out to our neighbors. We work through Indigenous partner ministries around the world who understand the needs of their local communities and are positioned to meet those needs. For over 60 years, Partners International has linked arms with leaders of some of the most exciting Christian movements of our time. One of these movements is led by David Umune. As the director of the Evangelizers Team Ministries, David is committed to serving the forgotten villages of southeast Nigeria. The Igbo Eda people in this remote region are subsistence farmers who lack life's basics, including regular medical care and clean water. Most of the villages have very substandard schools that cannot even teach basic skills, so the parents of local children often choose to send them to work in the fields instead. The Igbo Eda tribes have no history of gospel witness. In fact, the first Christians to arrive in the region were martyred. Idol worship and its associated harmful practices continues to hold many captive to the power of the evil one. Into this harsh region, the Evangelizers Team Ministries International, or TETMI, is bringing a message of life and hope for today and the future. TETMI workers are helping to address both the physical and spiritual needs of Nigerians living in these very impoverished communities. TETMI's vision of community transformation began with children. After observing that lack of primary education was a very big problem throughout the region, TETMI decided to establish its first school in the village of Ukwu. Starting with just 15 children, the school is now bursting at the seams with over 300 motivated students. A second school has just recently been established in a neighboring village as well. 11 teachers provide students with instruction in literacy, numeracy, and Christian education. With these skills, children now have new choices to make a better life for themselves. And because of the compassionate sharing of school staff, many children and their families have decided to follow Jesus. TETMI is one of the few indigenous organizations who are positioned to reach the Igbo Eda people with the good news of Jesus. Its workers have already planted churches in 8 of the region's 152 villages. In addition to full-time staff members, teams of lay Christians have been trained and are reaching out in neighboring villages. These teams have helped to establish preaching points in many previously unreached places. Sharing the good news includes caring for the physical needs of the poor. TETMI has already discovered that community initiatives, such as opening new schools, clearly communicate the love of Jesus in a village. TETMI's local churches serve their communities by meeting other needs as well. The ministry has drilled new water wells and repaired some existing wells so that villages have a source of clean, disease-free water. They have offered medical care to the sick and helped widows start small businesses to support their families. Looking to the future, TETMI dreams of establishing an agricultural program that will provide income to the ministry. Sale of vegetables will allow TETMI to become more self-supporting as it recruits and supports additional workers, opens new school facilities, and fulfills its vision of serving in every village among the Igbo Eda tribes. The Evangelizers Team Ministries represents a movement of God's Spirit that has begun to transform villages in Nigeria. They are touching the lives of poor rural Nigerians who desperately need a message of hope and a compassionate hand of help. Thanks to the generous support of Canadians, this work will continue to thrive and prosper with God's blessing. For more information about TETMI or any of our other extraordinary partnerships, please visit us at partnersinternational.ca.